From the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. See, he never changes. It's us that turn away from him and walk away from him. But can you imagine how that makes him feel to have been created the human race and desire to be in a relationship with this human race, yet they chose other things to please their flesh because of their desires. Let me stop saying they're because of our desires, because of a temporary fix. I can guarantee that you can imagine how he feels because I can. Wanting to be in a relationship that someone walked away from you from, a spoiled marriage, a wayward child. That's exactly how he feels. To know that you have free will and you chose to spend it on instant gratification and your fleshly desires. When he has the whole world in his hand, he owns 1,000 cattle on every hill in this world. He owns it all. But God is not going to be forceful. Even though he's kind and he's merciful, even though he will accept you back in open arms, right? Prodigals is what we call them. He's willing to let bygones be bygone and to start afresh and to be in a relationship with you. But he's not going to force you. It's just like you forcing somebody to be in a relationship with you that don't want to be in a relationship with you. I call it domestic violence. Or it's just like you trying to push yourself up on somebody knowing that they don't want you. Right? How that make you feel? Then you can see how he feels. So my word for you today is to be encouraged and turn back to your first love, because there's no better love out here. No one can love you the way God does. No one can treat you the way God does. He's so kind. He opened up doors for you. He protects your back even when you can't see what's coming. He go ahead of you to remove all of the surprises that will surprise you, but he's not in awe because he already knew that it was coming. See, he's so good to us, but yet we want to turn away from him and do what we want to do and only be around him when it's beneficial for us. But then when the benefits are gone, we're gone. It's just like that one person that you only want to be around because it's beneficial. They have something that you need or you want or you desire at that time. And once you get everything that you wanted, needed, or desired, you're out the door. And see, we got to stop doing God like that. Treating him as if he's an option when he's a priority, right? He made us a priority. He just moved to the side. He didn't turn away from us. He moved to the side because he see that we think that the world has so much more to offer us when it don't. I would rather have eternal life than to have a temporary pleasure. If I had known what I knew now back then when I was acting foolish, I would have never turned from God. See, because I didn't turn from him a many a times and found myself on my face begging and crying for him to let me back into his presence because I feel lonely without feeling you all over me, without you speaking to me, without you loving me. Yes, it feels lonely when you don't have God whispering in your ear, telling you to go this way, go that way. Oh, don't mess with them, or you can go ahead and connect with them. You know, it's lonely when you don't have his presence. And I found myself a many a times saying what I wouldn't do. And I'm sorry, God, yet to turn back to do the exact same thing. But yet he still forgave me. Opened up his arm and said, come on home, daughter. Come back to your first love. See, because I will accept you. The only way that he will not accept us is if we blaspheme against his spirit and his power. And so no matter what it is that you did, stop feeling guilty about it. If you haven't denied his power or his spirit or his miracles, his signs or his wonders, you are all good for him to receive you back. Don't let your past hold you from getting to your future, because God has a greater reward for you at the end of it. It's so much better than what you imagine. He said that our ways are not his ways and our thoughts are definitely not his thoughts. Because if we thought the way that he thought, we would never mess up. We would never go through adversity. But because he knew that his ways and thoughts were way out of this world, that we would never ever be able to imagine it, that we will go through adversity. But with our free will, we choose to be with him to make the trials that much easier. And so on today, I just encourage you to turn back to your first love. I know I had to, thinking I can do things in my own might and my own power, and I couldn't. I see that I needed to lean on him even the more. Me trying to protect my children, I see that I can't. Because even in there, while they're in our presence, it still takes him to protect them. We got to let go and let him. Because if we're going to be God over our own lives, then we'll have to fight off the consequences. And then we're going to have to battle our own battles, right? God is just that good. That he fights for us. He go ahead of us to prepare the way for us. He picks us up. He cleans us off. He give us new clothes. He give us fresh wine, a new wind, new favor, set our feet on solid ground, make the crooked path straight, lead us in the way we should go. But then you have the enemy on the side of that road with little trinkets and little gadgets, dazzling, glittering, shining, catching your eye. And then you say, should I continue to move forward because I've been doing pretty good this way, but it's kind of boring walking this straight line? Or should I go over here where I see the glitz and the glitter? It looks fun. It looks amazing. And the moment you get over there and you fall into a trap, the enemy is going to sit in the corner and laugh at you. Because although he may have something nice over there, he doesn't tell you that you're going to be caught up over there, right? But God can tell you to go this way. But before you get all the way to the end of this block, I'm going to need you to go on and turn left because it's something disastrous if you keep going straight. See, God will warn you. The enemy will trick you. And that's just my word for today. That we turn back to our first love. Be blessed.